Hey, welcome back to the channel. I've got a few cards out here already. I'm going to read them for you and catch you up on the scenario here. We have a sun reversed. Their light isn't shining. They're not happy. They're very arrogant. They're depressed and feeling very negative over your new beginning. You've got this beautiful new beginning here. And in their subconscious, they're thinking they didn't close out the cycle. They were not able to get on the upside of this wheel. You are. You are, because you went through a ten of wands burden. You carried a massive load. You were unbelievably burdened and overloaded by jealousy. And you had to carry their shitty energy and transmute it and do whatever you needed to do to rise above it in order to earn this. And you did. You've got a Queen of Wands here who's very jealous, narrow-minded, insecure, and selfish. They're jealous that you were able to accomplish this task, this monumental burden that they put you under. You managed it, and you came out on top. And then in the near future, you've got an Empress reversed. Overwhelmed and selfish, doesn't know what to do about whatever they got going on. The lens that's being looked through is the Page of Pentacles. Skill development. And that's what this is. You were heavily burdened, and while under this burden, you learned new skills. And you're very ambitious about it. You're very capable of managing a heavy, heavy, burdensome load. You're an ideal partner, member of the family. You are reliable. You don't crumble. You don't crash. You don't give up. You keep going. And now you got a new job, or you're learning some new skills. Of course you are. The Hierophant in the environment. This could be the Most High God overseeing this transition here. Reorganizing, restructuring, rebalancing institutions and society as a whole. So there's a revamping about the way things are done, the way things are seen. Hopes and fears. Well, we've got the Seven of Swords reversed. Somebody got caught being malicious. They may want to confess. Friday at work, the word squealer went through my mind. And then I love confessions. So it could very well be that the Most High is utilizing their team to gather confessions regarding the approach that people have been using with the collective as a whole. This jealous, insecure, deceitful, harmful, hurtful approach with relationships. What's the outcome, Spirit? Ace of Cups. Love, spirituality, and marriage, or a proposal. Your cup is overflowing, and it's time to let go of the emotional baggage that these ones were piling on you. Their jealousy, their insecurities, their their narrow-mindedness. They have been trying to plant that in your mind through witchery. They've been trying to dress you up in it. There was, gosh, somebody really attacked me hard the other night that it was like, felt like my brain was in a vice grip, and thoughts about smashed squirrels on the road, just annihilation of the physical form and all that started flowing through my mind. And these aren't my thoughts. This is somebody wanting me to be seen as a destroyer, as a militant destroyer who's angry at everything. So somebody put a vice grip on my brain and then started forcing in all this negative thought. They got handled. But still, it's like, so here in the outcome, you've got your Ace of Cups. You are overflowing with love and compassion. Those kinds of thoughts don't belong to you. Those are implants by these jealous witchery that know how to get in there and do that kind of crap. They've been working it for a long time, and the Most High sees it very clearly. You've got new love coming in. There's a sacrifice here. Somebody might be seeing things from a new perspective. And we've got 8 of Pentacles. You've been working very, very hard for positive potential in your life while being heavily burdened by jealous, envious people who wanted to see you fail. You've got a Knight of Pentacles here who may want to come in and invest in you because you're the star and you have potentials for rejuvenation. But be careful, because this person is having some negative thoughts, and they might want to bind your mind and blind you. Just be careful with whoever approaches you. Use your discernment, pray, make certain that the Most High approves of whatever relationship that is. And I don't even like to call them relationships anymore, because those are out the window now. We're looking at partnerships. We're looking at unions, sacred unions. So there's a lot of juggling going on, multiple priorities that you and your team have been doing, but there's a celebration here. A celebration regarding new contracts for that team and the work that they will be doing. So you've got the Magician here and the Emperor. There's great willpower. So this Magician here, I don't look at this Magician as being like a witch. I look at it as about being a very powerful manifester. Like whatever you think, you can manifest. There's people in the world that they can manifest, and then you've got people in the world that can generate. So those who, like, they can imagine an apple in the spirit, in the astral, whatever realm you want to look at that as, and it will appear in their hand. And then you've got others who need the apple in the hand before they can create more of that, right? So you've got your generators and your manifestors. And it appears to me as though you are a generator. That Emperor, the Emperor is getting ready to relax, making plans for the future, for his marriage, for his 2 of Cups. So yeah, and there's a heartbreak here, trauma and despair, and a freaking divorce, and a victory for you. And you're getting your 9 of Cups. So there's going to be lots of love, and these ones are going to be disconnected and in a tower. They're like, because of all the fighting they did. They don't get to enjoy your world because they're being, look at this, 5 of Cups and a 5 of Swords. They were very abusive in their relationships, and they have to walk away now. They were not supportive of the family unit. They didn't want to take part in family units. They didn't want to generate very strong and stable family trees and work toward generational wealth. They wanted to steal it from others who were doing that. They've been very successful thus far in manipulating things like that. So you're a generator. You're everything that this Empress reversed wants. And not only that, what were you? Let's see here. Oh, that must have been another. So anyway, this Emperor is like super duper manifesting stuff. Working here with the Hierophant, right? Regarding love, regarding family trees, regarding emotional and financial security, regarding a protector present for the foundation. Limelight. They tried to bury you and you just came out on top. They couldn't disconnect you. This arrogant, careless individual is sad and depressed because they couldn't disconnect you from your new beginning. The world needs the generators. The world needs the manifestors. The world doesn't need those who are pretending to be that. The world suffers when people who are pretending to be that are in charge. Look at the state of the world. They're not innocent. They're challenged by your beginning, and they're challenged because they're not innocent. They're not innocent. They're in a sun reversed energy, and they didn't close out this cycle. They couldn't take your cycle. They couldn't get on your... So, yeah, they didn't close out the cycle. They're not innocent. They're upset and having a negative time because they weren't able to disconnect you from your future by heavily, heavily burdening you. And it wasn't just one or two people. This is like a whole freaking group. And it could have felt like the entire world was on you. Maybe it was. I mean, with the entities that are in charge of ruling this world, I mean, it could have been very well everybody. Trying desperately to get you to stop shining your sun. Prophecy. Prophecy. Whatever this was, they knew that it was going to happen, and they've been trying desperately to stop it by heavily burdening you, by hurting you, by making sure that your life was a miserable thing. They wanted you to stop, to give up. But you are still here now. You did not quit. You did not give up. You completed it. Whatever the mission was, whatever this ridiculous, horrendous burden was that they piled on you out of jealousy and insecurity and an unwillingness to do the work themselves. Very, very narrow-minded, wanting to be seen as you. They think you're a show-off. But they're very narrow-minded. They're not expanded at all. They don't have capacity to envision, to generate, or even to manifest. They're all about appearances. They're all about appearances. They're not about substance. They're about appearances. It's like the fake movie sets, you know, or the fake towns in the movies. You go to these places and it's just it's just the fronts of the buildings. So they look really fancy and stuff, but you go behind and it's like this decrepit, thing that doesn't even, can't hold up. It's going to fall down anytime. It's all fake. And it's all about appearances, and that's what these ones are all about appearances. They're not about substance. They're not about the truth. They're not about reality. And they certainly aren't about doing the work. They let you do the work for them. And because you survived, they weren't able to close out a cycle. They're not seen as innocent. We got an Empress here in the reverse who's overwhelmed, full of anxiety. Unable to focus. Unable to focus. They want to communicate. In other words, they want to fight. They want to continue fighting with you because that's all they know. All they know is shitty mindsets, shitty behaviors, anger, jealousy, envy, a desire to see somebody suffer because they don't have inside of them what they see in the world. So it's your fault. You've got the Page of Pentacles here. So you're manifesting a financial opportunity. You've learned some new skills, or you are in process of learning new skills. Yeah, you've got a purpose. You're stepping into your purpose here, and it's overseen by the Most High God. There is a restructuring going on within traditional values. There's a transformation happening within the system of things, religion, society as a whole. There's a return to a high level of commitment. Not just this surface level pretend. I'm going to pretend that I love you, and then I'm going to go stab you in the back in a while and just boogie on down because I don't feel passion for you anymore. No, this is a high level commitment. It's a working. You have to work at it. It requires effort. Everything in creation requires effort. You can't be a child sucking off the tit of the mother forever. Eventually you have to grow up and be an adult. Important. So the Hierophant is here, seen as important, putting you in a new job, a new financial opportunity. You're developing skills. You're in your purpose. The Hierophant is here. It's important. Somebody got caught being malicious here, or there is the intention. Wait, this is the hope and fear. So the hope is that that all those who are being malicious are going to get caught. The Hierophant sees this as very important. You're in your purpose here. Whatever skill you're developing here, you're going to catch all these malicious mofos. The Most High has his team in place, and you're working hard. You're working hard. You have proven yourself capable of carrying a very big load, of remaining alive when hundreds of people were coming at you with witchery trying to unalive you. You did not fail. So here, the hope is that those who are being malicious are going to get caught. Those who haunt people, those who mess with the mental body of people are going to get caught because they're malicious. Malicious little mofos who try to put in all of this anger, all of this jealousy, all of this personality that they carry within them. They want to put it inside your brain so that you appear as that. You could have been heavily burdened with trying to maintain your own mental body while carrying heavy burdens in the physical without support. You're still here. You're still here. And in the outcome, you've got the Ace of Cups, a spiritual union. And it's going to be a new feeling, like something you haven't experienced before. You will be connected intuitively, and it could very well be that the Most High is going to bring you into alignment as far as your telepathy goes. Whatever that is, it's going to be, he's not going to let you get caught up in this bullshit. So have faith and pay attention. We got change here. So yeah, there's a change. This love, this marriage, this Ace of Cups brings about a change. We've got teacher. It could be that you're going to be teaching a new way of life in the world, whether it simply be by your presence and your example about love. It could be that you're teaching people about love simply by being love. People might be starting to understand what it is, what love does. Love carries the burden for the family. And you got this wise guy who it looks like they're going to be martyred. And it's time. It's time for the wise guy to be martyred. That's an explorer, a time-traveling witch who pretends to be other people for entertainment. It's competition. So this is a parasitical copycat from the future who is here mimicking people who actually are worthy of the gifts that the Most High presents to them and the purpose that He assigns to them. You've got forgiveness. You're seen as faithful, and there is a backstory to this. You may not be fully aware of this, but there are tribes involved. I just did a reading yesterday morning, I think, where something happened to somebody's emperor and they got trapped. They lost their freedom, and there's a tribe that's very concerned about it. So there's a backstory to all this malarkey. You may not be aware of it. I mean, we've all maybe heard about the spiritual battle, but a lot of people, including myself, before I actually started waking up and becoming aware of stuff, I thought that was like all in the heavens, and it wasn't. No, it's in another dimensional reality, the astral worlds and others, where we travel to in our dream space, because the spirit never sleeps, only the body rests, right? While the body rests, our spirit is living in other dimensional realities and doing other things. The spirit, the soul, never sleeps. It's always doing something. And there has been like a separation, like a veil. These ones have been operating from behind a veil. So they put a veil between your dream self and your conscious self, so that you're not aware of the interactions going on between the two. Your soul, your spirit never stops learning, never stops experiencing. And that's where in the other world that they would get fraudulent contracts. They would, sacrifice people. They would, the R word people, they would, do horrible things to people, and you'd wake up crying and you wouldn't know why you're crying. And it's because of this. It's because of that. They damage the soul of people while they're unconsciously aware of their dream space. And they wake up and they're crying and they're like, I don't know, that was a terrible dream. And it's like, it wasn't a dream. Somebody actually attacked you. They're not innocent at all. They were trying to destroy your soul so that you would not walk into your new beginning. Witches who have the ability to put a freaking clamp on your brain and then haunt you with all the negative, nasty thoughts that don't belong to you. And a lot of people get confused and they think that those thoughts are theirs. And it's simply not. It's simply not. Self-love. So somebody's in a sun reversed energy. They're upset they weren't able to disconnect you because you love yourself. Your life is just as important as anybody else's life. And since you require your life to function in this world, you had to protect it while everyone else was trying to destroy it. You had to be your best friend. You had to be your mother, your father, your protector, your guide when everybody else failed you. And they couldn't disconnect you because your self-love allowed you to manage this burden. They couldn't take it out of you. And you've got this new beginning, the Fool here. The Fool, optimistic, blind faith, wonderful opportunities. And these ones are challenged because they're not innocent. They want to escape. They want to escape their fate. They couldn't get on your wheel. They couldn't get on your wheel. This little hamster couldn't get on your wheel. They're going through a negative phase. And it was prophesied. They knew it was coming. And that's why they tried so desperately to destroy you. They knew it was coming. This reflection, this shadowy character, this one who is in a sun reversed energy doesn't know what to do. There's no light in them. There's no joy in them. There's no love in them. There's no self-respect in them. They don't respect themselves. So they can't respect anybody in the world. You were under a heavy burden, but you have completed. There is an end in sight to this. That's in the recent past. You are here now. You didn't go anywhere. You didn't give up. Hard work you had to do to survive this. To survive this neglect. Extreme neglect. Broken homes. Shaky foundations. You may have moved from spot to spot to spot and had to restart your life over and over and over. So there was no stability. There was no camaraderie within the community. None of that. They took it all away. They made sure that they kept you moving, or unstable so that you could not have that in your life. Queen of Wands here is narrow-minded, deceitful, very jealous. They just thought that if they completely destroyed everything stable for you, that they would be able to appear as you. But they couldn't, because you love yourself and you said, you know what, my life is valuable, and if everybody in the world is trying to end my life, then I will make sure that I support it. And you did so. And you formatted and formulated and increased your bond with Spirit, with the Most High. Hope. They're out of hope. They don't have any hope now. It's all about appearances for them. They don't have any hope. Narrow-minded and deceitful. There is an Empress reversed here who could have potentially lost her Emperor, according to yesterday's read. We have communication. They want to fight. This person is not about communication and compromise. They're about coming forward and fighting with you because they are selfish and codependent. They don't know how to get along. They're not a true Empress. They're not good at parenting. They're not good at developing relationships and partnerships. They're not good at accomplishing or evolving through struggle. They can't do it. The only thing this person has to offer anybody is neglect and a big ass bubble of selfishness. So now they want to fight with you. They've always wanted to fight with you. As all they've ever given you was a big burden. They love burdening people. They love burdening people. They sabotaged themselves. They want to talk or fight. They sabotage themselves. They messed up the good things in their life. You're very ambitious. You're developing new skills. You're manifesting. This is your purpose. You're stepping into your purpose. Whoa. Your values are not about money. Your purpose is what? What do we got here? So in the hope and fear, we've got you coming into a new job, developing new skills. That's your purpose. Your purpose is to cut out those whose values are about money and to develop situations that are strong for the family unit. And this is the getting malicious, the people that are effing with people's minds, is you're going to eliminate them. So you're gonna catch everybody who's maliciously mind effing others. Your purpose is to knock out those whose values are all about money and to replace it with those whose values are about family trees, family units, the strength of generational bonds and wealth. Requires effort. And you know what? That's something that you can take great pride in. But these ones, the only thing that they take pride in is destroying that kind of a thing. It's wild to me. So the Hierophant's here. The Most High God is here. This is important. Everything. He's overseeing it. It's very important. Third parties. He's focusing on these third parties who are malicious. And they're getting caught for haunting people in the mental body. Whoever these third parties are, they're messing with people's heads. Maliciously. Using love to really hurt people. Absence. They cause absence in people's lives. They're very malicious. They haunt people. And then it could be doing it from a remote location. Remote viewing people, sending in witchery and spirits to attack the mental body, to implant these horrific thoughts of destruction. You've got the Ace of Cups here. So there's a marriage, there's love, there's a change. We got ego, pride. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Yes, there's a change. The prideful people let themselves and they got in their own way of a connection with you by trying to destroy you. They tried to destroy that and they got in their own damn way, and now they can't take part in it because the Most High is here thinking that the elimination of this, catching this, is very important. The people who are just purposely messing with the minds and the hearts of people maliciously for profit. They're feeling overwhelmed here. These prideful people are feeling overwhelmed. This is an unexpected outcome. They're remembering all of the jokes that they were telling while they were hurting you, burdening you, and now they're running. They want to run away. They're being held back. Or they wish that they could have expressed themselves better. They want to fix this connection. But they're unworthy. They're unworthy of your forgiveness. They're in disagreement here. They wish you understood how they felt. That's in your priority at this point, you know? And the reason why they're thinking that is because they're hurting. They're getting back what they did to you, and they're confused. They need you to make it all better, but you are in a reunion with somebody who understands exactly what has happened here. And you also understand perhaps what they have been through, because all of you people that have been heavily burdened and neglected, and somebody tried to take you out of jealousy and stuff, you're getting a new chapter. You're getting a new chapter and an opportunity to build family trees that are strong and potent throughout many generations. And you have the opportunity to create wealth, to whatever that means for you. And it could be small or whatever. It could simply be, affecting change by your presence, being that example of loyalty within the community. That can create big, big shifts, and changes within the dynamic of the collective mindset. So just because you're not, creating some big fancy money making thing doesn't mean you're not making potent and necessary changes within the collective emotional body, mental body, and whatever, not only within your family tree, but within the community that you share with others, right? By your example of how you are with each other. You know what it's like to be heavily burdened and neglected. You're very, very strong, very, very capable. It's very difficult to destroy you, which gives you it's one of those necessary things to take part in the new chapter here, right? You have proven yourself capable of withstanding those who wanted to dress you up in evil, selfish, toxic ways. You didn't fall. You didn't succumb to the role that somebody else wanted you to play in this world. You remained true to you while heavily burdened and neglected. You remained true to you, and you remained true to Source. And that's why they're here right now, fighting for your opportunity for a loving, supportive family. This says we have too many differences, and that's just not going to be the case. Whenever you're coming into this union, you're not going to have too many differences. You both will know exactly what it's like to be heavily burdened, to be neglected, to have your life challenged by the devil or Satan or whatever, who was not able to snatch onto you and pull you down into the pit, right? You were able to withstand that pressure. And it's like the people have to be tested. And that's one of the things that I heard a long time ago. And I'm still kind of mad about that we have to actually take part in that. But at the same time, it's we who are also tested, right? Through this heavy challenge and burden. We have to choose for self. What song are we going to play within our soul? Or are we going to give up our soul? I mean, so this is a strength, this is endurance, and this is, are you worthy of elevating in the cycle? Or do you need to do it again? Because the circle, it's not a closed loop, it's a spiral. It's a spiral. And it's small at the bottom, and it goes bigger and bigger and bigger as you get up to the top. It's like a funnel, but you either go up or you go down, dependent on your mindset and your actions in the world. So we got tangled here. The sun reversed. They're very arrogant. They're very cold. They're depressed. They were not able to disconnect you because of your self-love. And now they're not able to free themselves from a sticky situation. They got tangled up in something that they can't free themselves from now. They're challenged by your new beginnings here, by your innocence, because they're not innocent. You are. They're not innocent. They're seen as not innocent. They want to escape. They got tangled up in that sticky situation they wanted for you. Your self-love pulled you through. And that's one reason why I believe they trained everybody to think that self-care was selfish, because they knew that self-love would pull them through. And if they trained everybody not to think like that, then they got you. They got you. Long road. They're not innocent. They want to escape. There's a long way for them to go in order to grow. You have a long way to go before you find what you want, but the journey helps you grow. So they're going to have to undergo a journey, I believe, similar to yours. They've been enjoying falsely privileges that belonged to you. So they're not able to close out this cycle. They've got the World card in the reverse, or the Wheel of Fortune card in the reverse. This was prophesied. They're a reflection. They're shadowing. They're dwelling in the shadows. They have low light, low energy. They don't know what to do. See, they're in the dark. They don't know what to do. They got tangled up in this sticky situation that they were playing in while trying to disconnect you. secrets. Someone isn't telling the whole truth. You have to be willing to both say and hear the truth. And they're simply not. They've got secrets. They don't know what to do. They're indecisive. They have these secrets. They're not willing to say or hear the truth. You were under a heavy burden, a 10 of Wands burden, but this is the completion of this cycle of neglect. You are here now. You did not go anywhere. And here now, this person's wearing a nice suit, so you have earned a status elevation. Here and now. Because you've accomplished this task of survival. Pieces in the reverse. So you've got a Queen of Wands here, intentions, expectations. So she's a narrow-minded, deceitful person who is all about appearances. They don't have any hope. They were not able to cause your life to fall apart into pieces. You're not having to pick up the pieces. They're out of hope because they couldn't destroy you. They couldn't destroy you. You, as a creator, was more potent than their ability to destroy. So you got this Empress reversed here, codependent and toxic, feeling overwhelmed. They sabotage themselves. They want to communicate. They want to fight. They want to continue to fight. That's all they know. They have no love within themselves, and so they have no love to offer anybody. Hard. They're very hard-hearted, hard-hearted, hard in their head. And it says, things are difficult now. They got to sort out their feelings in order to know what to do. And they're not used to dealing with their feelings. They're used to piling it on you. So now life is hard. Because you're in this new, you're developing your new skills. You have this new opportunity. You're in your purpose. You're weeding out, or your purpose is to bring together family units who are the same, whose values are the same, of the same values. Could be your purpose. You're developing a skill to perhaps calculate who these malicious people are, who actually do hauntings of relationships, people who are in these partnerships. They go and they F with their minds and screw up their whole partnership, or and so anyway, they're going to be made absent. They're going to get caught, is what they're going to do. The Most High is here. You could be learning a new skill to help catch these people who are these third-party people who are maliciously messing with the minds of the true family unit. Third party is looking for an exit plan. The Most High is here, and this is a very important thing. The Most High Father and the other divine fathers are really quite pissed off. And the mothers too. About what these third parties have been doing to their reputation as loyal and responsible parents, guides, guardians, teachers of the youth, bringers up of the next generation, of the next mind that will accept the obligation for care and well-being in the world, in their communities, but also in their environment, for the environment, the trees, the forests, the animals. So the hope is that those third-party malicious people who have been playing with the minds of people will be made absent. Nobody who's playing in the dark side gets to stay. They're looking for an exit plan. You've got your Ace of Cups here. It's about love. It's about family trees. It's about generational strength of the genealogy and the raising of those children, and its integrity and potential health and well-being and wealth. So there's a change. This proposal, this love, brings a change to those who are prideful and egotistical, those who have been playing games. They've been playing at love. So this true love is bringing about a change for the third parties who are playing at love. Neglect. They did not pay attention to what was important. They neglected everything and everyone. They're all about neglect. They don't care about the children. They don't care about the spouse. They don't care about anything other than appearances. I'm so pretty. I have a friend that used to do that all the time. Used to kiss themselves and tell me how pretty they were. Childish. They put out so many freaking flames. Evil, brutal. And now they're drowning in their own games. Alone. And they have to face it. They're being crushed emotionally. They got caught up in the whirlwind and they lost. They've been found guilty. And they're broken and shattered about it. They want forgiveness for trying to destroy you. They're being set adrift. They won't be able to settle down. They won't have a secure foundation. They were not responsible. And they're grieving because this is ending. Their field day of play, childish play, is ending. Oh, and they're mad, and they want to say it's all your fault and how you're a show-off because what? Because you love your family and you're willing to carry heavy burdens and fight for them? No, they want you to carry heavy burdens and fight for them. And you have been. Fraudulent contracts with fraudulent people have infiltrated the family unit and really destroyed it. The Most High is here right now looking at this. These third parties need an exit plan. They're seen. And part of your purpose is to shed a light on this, obviously, because you're here with the Page of Pentacles, learning new skills in your purpose to align those who have similar and same values regarding family units and the responsibilities. And the Most High is here with the hope that they're going to catch all of these malicious third parties who have been haunting the minds of those. They will be made absent. Nobody playing in the dark side for these evil intentions get to stay. They failed in their endeavor. You know, some people say, oh, I don't appreciate a half-assed attempt, these destroyers. Well, it wasn't half-assed. I'm sorry, it wasn't half-assed. You had hundreds of people coming at you. One person had hundreds of these people all playing mind games with you. Because you are this being who You have an incredible amount of love in you, and you nurture it. You consider it to be very important and very valuable to your soul, and you weren't going to let it go. You weren't going to let go of your self-love. You weren't going to take on the perception that these ones wanted you to have, and that you were unworthy, unable, incapable. You weren't going to take on that because you knew better. And you loved yourself. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to take on your perspective of me because I know me better than you. And I'm in charge of my own perception. You don't need codependent, toxic, selfish, bitter people telling you who and what you are. They don't have a clue. They can't see it. If it's not inside of them, they can't see it in you. The only thing they can see is that they're not you. There's acceptance here. They have to accept the things that cannot change. They got tangled up in a game that they were willing to wage, a war that they were willing to wage against you. They got tangled up in it, and they're challenged because you've got this new opportunity here, this new beginning. They're challenged because they're not seen as innocent. They want to escape. There's a long, long road ahead of them. A long, hard road ahead of them. Just like you came through. Everybody has to be tested. The people need to be tested, and that's the way that it goes, and that's the way that it is, and I don't have to understand it, but, you know, look, they couldn't blame you. They couldn't blame you for their own shitty mental processes. They couldn't make it stick. They're not innocent. They can't blame you. They're going through a negative phase. You're breaking the cycle. It was prophesied. These low energy, low vibing people don't know what to do. They've got a whole bunch of secrets that they're still not telling. They have to be willing to both say and hear the truth to get out of this. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Prophecy. You're here. You're a being of service. They tried to destroy you with this. But you didn't quit. You're still here. And the Most High is here, putting you back in your purpose. You've got your freedom. Of course, this battle isn't over yet. You still have to clear the foundation. And you still have to deal with these bitter little bitches who want to be jealous of you rather than improving self. Pride. They're out of hope. They sabotage themselves. They want to fight with you. They want to communicate. Life is really hard for them. They don't know how to sort it out. They're selfish and overwhelmed. Inaction. They don't know what to do. Anxiety. Unfaithfulness. I mean, they just go around having sex for power, I guess, to gain things, to get ahead in the world. And it didn't work. It didn't work. Infidelity, disloyalty, hatred, envy, and a consistent gang attack. Like a big gang of people were attacking you. And it could not stop your success. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. Nothing they said, nothing they did could make you change your mind about that, because you knew that loving yourself made the boo-boos feel better. Pouring love into your own wounds made them feel better. And you knew that there was no greater goal than to do that. You had to heal your own boo-boos. So you've got this Page of Pentacles here. New financial opportunity, new skill development. Your purpose is to bring into alignment those whose values are the same regarding family units. Responsible people, trustworthy people who are guided by their intuition, their inner voice, and their connection to source, who have that traditional mindset, you know, of bearing children and then raising them to be all that they can be, giving them, not spoiling them rotten and giving them, you know, cooking 3 meals for the 3 children because none of them like to eat the same thing. No, but you instill structure and responsibility and, you know, instill in them that which will make them persevere through these kinds of challenges, because they may arise. And you'll need to strengthen your family tree to make certain that it doesn't fall to these attempts should they come forward again. The Hierophant is here. I'm thinking that's the Most High God regarding traditional values, regarding society and its rules. This is very important. The third parties are looking for an exit plan. They need an exit plan. The Most High's on their ass. And they're guilty. They're guilty. The hope is that these malicious people will be caught. These malicious people who have been haunting the mental bodies of family units and love relationships or friendships, and they are going to be absent. Those who are playing in the dark side, they're going to be absent. They're going to be made absent. Nobody in the dark, nobody playing in the dark gets to stay. They're all going to go away. They failed. They failed because you persevered. They failed because you possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You refuse to quit. That's your gift, is this resilience, this persistence, this never say die, no matter how heavy the load. And you remained loving. And now it's like these ones turn to go through that load and to see if they come out of it like a diamond. Are they going to come out of it like you did? Are they going to be able to come out of it? The people must be tested. Cycles. Throughout every cycle, there will be those who rise and those who fall. Sometimes, you know, and that's that thing. You know, you got to really pay attention, because there's that thing about taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back is a real thing. You know, nobody likes that step backwards. So you really got to pay attention. So they're in regret because they're not allowed to stay. That nobody who's playing in the shadows and in the dark, creating absence in the home, they can't stay. They're in regret. This new love, this new idea of marriage and responsibility, even though it's not new, it's going to make changes for these prideful people who brought about neglect. They're going to be neglected now. They're going to receive neglect because that's what they gave to the world. Death. And it came out in the reverse. Neglect with no death. They will have to live through it like you did. They can't escape it. They can't take themselves out and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go get a new life and run away from it." They can't do it. Death is not gonna save them from this neglect. Nope, they got to go through it. They gotta walk the walk that they forced you into, and find balance in that. They're in fear. They have doubt about their ability to become a limitless being. Maybe they don't think they're a limitless being who can manifest whatever they desire. They doubt themselves. They don't have faith in themselves and their ability. And they're in grief over this change. Their judgment is a life of solitude, loneliness. With no support system, they're going to have to try to build their faith, their connection with Source. They're either going to come back home, or they're going to stay where they have been playing. So there's honesty here and empathy. You feel for others. And you can't always expect the truth from others, but you can expect it from yourself. You're a very grateful person. And you're very loving. And you've been carrying the burden of those who did not love you and who actually wanted to destroy the love in you. You've been carrying the burden of these ones who have no love in them and were really doing their best to destroy the love that you have in you. They're worried because of your courage and the strength of your mind. You've grown and expanded in consciousness and awareness. So you have learned a lot through surviving this. You've learned a lot. Maybe you were a sleeper. Maybe you didn't know that people were doing witchery and performing these kinds of things within the family unit. But now you do. You've gained this awareness, and you're like, oh, so now I see the games, and this is bullshit. And now that they want your forgiveness. Because you see. You're very disciplined when it comes to your health. Your mental health, your physical health, the health of your environment. And that caused them a failure. They have to surrender their need to control you because you refused to give up control of self. You managed yourself in a good way, in combination, in union with Source, with that higher power. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others, and you persevered through this. And even when you didn't know what to do, you were linked with your intuition, with Source. And these ones are envious of that. Because you had patience for your purpose. Maybe your purpose was patience. You know that everything happens in divine order. That was instilled in your soul, and you exercised patience throughout it all. And now you're coming into relationships that serve the higher good, friendships that are peaceful. You deserve it. You've earned happiness. Those who brought you adversity are in denial of your freedom and your humor. You're choosing to see the lighter side of life. It could be that they're in denial about they're like they don't want to accept the shift. But the shift is here, and just know that they're still here also, trying to gaslight you, trying to call you a show-off because you were able to survive, because you have within you that which enabled you to survive, your ability to love yourself and to love others. And to help others when you can, even while heavily burdened. They think you're a show-off because you survived their best attempt to completely strip you down and destroy you. Now you're a show off. Well, okay. Yeah, it's gaslighting. You're a show off because their best attempts to strip you of everything and destroy you failed. But you're not a show off. They are. They would have been, and they have been. Every time they won, they were like, I'm so good. I'm so pretty. And that's exactly what it was. Jealousy, deceitful, thinking themselves, they were showing off. You're not showing off. You're here with the Most High in your purpose. Very humble, strengthened. Whatever. They're all about chaos. Sun reversed. It's not my fault. It is your fault. This person who has no sun in them, who has no light in them, tried their best to disconnect you, and they failed because of your self-love. And instead they got tangled up in a web that they meant for you. They have to accept the things they cannot change. You've got your new beginning here. You're innocent and you're faithful, blind faith. And sometimes blind faith looks like insanity. When the whole world is telling you that this isn't happening, that it isn't real, you have to have blind faith in the Most High. And you have to say, God, I know you see this. I know that you know it's real. And so you are here with the Most High combating this in the spirit and in those people who surround you, insisting that it's not real, insisting you need to go take a pill, insisting you need to go see the doctor, insisting there's something wrong with you. And it was never your burden. It was never your burden. They're getting desperate. You've got, you're seen as innocent. You've got your new beginning here. It's a very beautiful beginning. They're not seen as innocent. They couldn't blame you for their atrocious behaviors. They want to escape. They're on a long, long road that is going to help them grow. And they're feeling desperate. They're feeling desperate. They want to escape. Their wheel of fortune is in the reverse. They're resistant to change. They're going through a negative phase. It was prophesied that beings of service would step up. These shadowy people or low vibrational people don't know what to do. They've got a lot of secrets here. Growth. There's a need for growth. I see something inside of you I admire and I would like to learn from you. That's the secret. But they think you're a show-off and they don't want to give you the respect. See, they don't respect you. So there's no way that they can learn from you. They might come forward and say they admire you and want to learn from you, but there's a secret. They're not telling you the truth. They don't hear the truth. You can't help them grow because they're not willing to tell the truth or hear the truth. They can't. They just simply can't. They see something inside of you that they admire, but they can't learn from you. All they want to do is destroy you and then dress up in it and pretend. They want to play pretend. They're childish. They want to play pretend forever and ever and ever. So there is something through the grapevine. I heard something you're going to be interested in. So there could be some news going through the grapevine. This is the end of your heavy burden. This is a completion of that neglect that you have been under. You are here and now. You refuse to give up. And there is talk going through the grapevine. about reconnection. Queen of Wands, reversed, jealous, insecure, all about appearances, doesn't have any hope. They're very prideful. They weren't able to cause your life to fall apart. They're part of your past. I still haven't gotten over what occurred in the past. They may have done something in the past. There may have been something, a fight in the past. It could have been that you lost. They were able to martyr you. They were able to unalive you and put you in some realm of suffering. But you're aware of that now. You know that they're coming after you. You know that it requires a relationship in order for them to sacrifice your essence, your vitality to whatever God they worship, whatever entity they worship. So they're still trying to get over the past, and now you know about their schemes. It requires a contract. It requires an allowance. These vampires require your permission and access and the ability to utilize your special gifts for their benefit. And once you contract with them, they own it. They're part of it. They are that, right? And that's the way that they've been operating. It's their career. Or it could be that your career is giving sage advice. Because you know that there's no greater goal than to love. So it could be that these people who had been receiving awful training, awful advice from a horrible perspective, it could be that this is your purpose. Here in this new skill development, your purpose, you're all about building trustworthy and responsible unions. You're bringing them together. It could be that you are going to be a counselor for premarital union. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like to me those people who are interested in getting together and being responsible are going to have to sit down and go through some form of counseling to understand and to verify that their values are in alignment. That their values are in alignment. This is very important. You need to make sure that neither of them are a third-party malicious character. So it looks to me like this is going to be something that's going to be implemented in the future regarding society and its traditional values according to the Hierophant here, the Most High. This is very important. These third parties are seeking an exit plan. They are guilty. Or maybe there is an exit plan being put in place by the Most High for those who are guilty of third-party malicious mental fuckery of the responsible family units. And it looks to me like whoever is going to be interested in marrying is going to have to go through a process to where there is going to be verification that their values are in alignment. This is a protection for those who have undergone these seriously heavy burdens by those who were just playing at love and being vicious and brutal. And this is great news. It's great news. It's a protection that's being put in place by the Most High to ensure that somebody doesn't mistakenly get themselves bound into a contract with somebody who's going to, be doing some sort of weird blood sacrifice or something. Oh, what's this? We got one turned in here. Yelling. There could be a lot of yelling going on. They might be yelling. They're really pissed off about these plans. Wow, I got another one in here. They're unfriendly. They're not friendly. They're yelling. They want to fight. Entertainment. It was all fun and games, playing with your life, playing with your mind. Malicious. They got caught being malicious, sending demons to haunt your mind. I call it religious witchery, this schizophrenic shit. But it could be witchery of any kind. From a tribe of witches. Their plans failed. They don't have a plan. They're in regret. Those who play in the dark aren't allowed in this new future. They're going to be caught. And they're going to be given an exit plan. Those who found it entertaining to fuck with the minds of those who were trying to take part in and be supportive in a family unit and raise children that were going to be successful in this life. Yeah, they don't have a plan B, or their plans failed. You've got this Ace of Cups here, love, compassionate marriage. This change this changes the way that the prideful people who have neglected you are going to be. It could be that this prideful, egotistical grouping or whatever this is, they will be experiencing neglect, and there's going to be no death. They can't kill themselves and get out of it. They'll just be reborn into the same cycle. It's like they're going to have to live through it. They're going to have to live through it and overcome it. Death isn't going to make it go away. Support. I am here to support and elevate you. They can't escape it. They have to learn how to be a support, how to elevate themselves, and how to elevate their environment. But they can't get out of it. There's no death to this. This neglect. So they're going to be neglected. They can't off themselves and escape it. They have to learn how to be a supportive member of the community. They have to learn how to elevate themselves and others. They have to learn the same lessons that you've learned. And this is bad news to them. They think this is very bad news. They're acting really friendly now. They want to share a secret with you. They want to laugh with you. They want to be welcomed by you. But they're dishonest. They're an imposter. They see you as a safe space. They want to offload their burdens to you. They want to gaslight you with it. They want to dump all their shit onto you. They want to come and use you as a toilet. They might ask you for a loan. They don't have any money. They're falling flat on their face. They might ask you to work with them, to collaborate with them by offering an apology. But it's just a trick. That's all they know. Because they're greedy and they brag about it. All these things they got away from. They might try to get a date with you, but they're envious of you. And you're like, goodbye. You see things from a new perspective now. And you know that small favors are actually big freaking favors. And you're like, I'm sorry, but my health and my gifts are mine. And that's honest. These people want revenge because they're uncertain and they're unfriendly. And you're uninterested. They might be yelling at you, this tribe. They may be yelling at you. They may be the ones accusing you of being a show-off because you cut them off. You're like, you don't want to have anything to do with them. It's like, I don't want to have anything to do, whatever this tribe is, whether it be a tribe, whether it be a family, whether it be a community, whether it be a group that you were involved in. You're like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And they're coming down, calling you a show-off, calling you selfish, calling you everything that they are. Gaslighting you, wanting you to see yourself as they see themselves. Let's just use these ones real quick. We'll put one more pass with these ones. It's an hour and 20 minutes already. So we've got a sun reversed here, arrogant, depressed. Their life is all about chaos and creating chaos. They were unable to disconnect you due to your ability to love yourself, to heal yourself, to mend your own internal emotional wounds. And they have to accept this. They can't change it. They got tangled up in a sticky situation trying to disconnect you. They got themselves disconnected. They have to give your land back. They stole your land. They have to give it back. They're not innocent, and you have a new beginning here. They can't blame you. They couldn't blame you. They want to escape. They're getting very desperate about this long road of suffering that's coming for them. They're desperate. I'm in a bind and don't have anyone else to reach out to. Oh yes, you do. You're going to reach out to yourself. You're going to reach out to God, and you're going to work it, and you're going to be patient, and you're going to figure it out. These ones have been using others like in a codependent thing, like a crutch. People are just a crutch for them to prop themselves up on, or a back that they can use as a step stool, stand on to gain greater heights. Jealous. You're not jealous. You're not a billionaire, and you're not jealous. Or perhaps you're not jealous of this person who isn't a billionaire. They're not known throughout the multiverse. They don't have any good qualities about them. Perhaps they couldn't blame you. They're not seen as innocent. It could be that people around the multiverse, freaking multiverse see this person as no value. They have no value. Nobody in the multiverse wants them. I mean, it could be that throughout, different planetary systems, when you graduate from this particular realm and then you go upon the spiral or whatever, it could be that you go into another system, right? And you experience something new. And the world or the multiverse or the universe, however you want to look at that, the cosmos, the great whatever, it sees these people. The Most High God is here with the brotherhood, the sisterhood of the multiverse here, and they're looking at the situation. And I'm sorry, but these people have nothing of value to offer. And so the divine fathers throughout the cosmos are here clearing up this freaking ordeal regarding family units, because they happen to take it very seriously, and they're tired of these little jackwagons coming around being little pissants, dressing up in other people's energy, pretending that they're this or that. You have no jealousy in you. They know this, and that's why you're getting this new beginning. The Most High God and the family of the Most High sees you and your growth and your ability to withstand great pressure. You are hard like a diamond. You can really pull through some incredible freaking seriousness And you are shining like a diamond. And you're hard while remaining gentle, while remaining love, right? You can deal with the most difficult situations and you're like a shining diamond. To the multiverse. But these ones they're not seen as any value throughout anybody in the multiverse, and that's got to be very, very sad. That when nobody in the freaking multiverse sees you as having any value, they don't want you in their system, they don't want you in their star system. Shadow. On the bottom half of the Wheel of Fortune, they're going through a negative phase. It was prophesied. Beings of service would be here. Those who have low light, low energy, they don't know what to do. They've got a lot of secrets. They're going to try to pretend that they want to learn from you. But they got secrets. They're not willing to say or hear the truth. Stay in your lane. So there's something going through the grapevine. Stay in your lane. People are being forced to stay in their lane. You stayed in your lane. You didn't get in anybody else's space while you were dealing with this burden. You handled it on your freaking own. You did not go and say, you need to take this on. You need to take this on. You didn't push the burden off on anybody else. You remained in love. You remained in service. You stayed in your own lane and you didn't drop that burden on anybody else. You managed it. And you're still here. Seen as important. That's really hard, to stay in your own lane under a 10 of Wands burden when the world refuses to believe that you're being haunted in the mental body by these people. They're just really messing with you. And you're like, no, but it's real. This is really happening. And they're like taking it with such a grain of salt because they've been conditioned, right? And trained. Black square. Doing the bare minimum and expecting the most reward. This Queen of Wands reversed, jealous, insecure, narrow-minded, very deceitful, only concerned about appearances, very prideful. They don't have any hope anymore. They weren't able to cause your life to fall to pieces. They're not going to be able to pick up the pieces. They're living in the past. They're part of your past. The intention and expectation is that they will be part of your past. You've got the Empress reversed here, who's overwhelmed and full of anxiety. Very selfish, very impatient. They sabotaged themselves. They tangled themselves up with a freaking diamond. And now they get to go become one. You're successful. There's no greater goal than to love. You've got a new career here, offering sage advice to family units. You're able to see the truth. You're a unicorn. You've got magical properties. You're a mystical being. You are a rare and unique creature. Be wary of vampiric people who will try to capture you and drain you of your magic and mystery. And this is what you have just come through. You got captured and they drained you. And they put you in a heavy, heavy burden. They covered you in the blame and shame of their own shadowy characteristics. You were a being of service. You are a being of service, and you're here. So watch out for those who will try to make you forget who you are. Stop being so nice to creeps. If you have been feeling lonely in this life, take heart and stay strong. It will be worth it. So the Most High God is here seeing you as this beautiful unicorn. You've got great qualities within you. You're having an opportunity to develop new skills, to be in a new role. You're seen as trustworthy. You are guided by the inner voice, by your connection to source. You don't make decisions based on rumor or pride or ego. And you're here to, I don't know, man, it looks to me like it's to provide you know how in the old days they used to say that the people needed a blood test or whatever to make sure that they were compatible so that they wouldn't have any genetic issues with their children? I think that this is going to be one of those things where people who desire to be married will have to go through maybe a period of counseling to make sure that this unicorn and the intuitive connections that this unicorn has in purpose with the Most High will recognize any attempt at infiltrating somebody's precious life and precious inheritance, spiritual inheritance, the gifts that the Most High has adorned them with. So this is looks to me like it's a protective measure to make sure that these third parties aren't able to come in and target you and siphon the wealth out of your family tree. This narcissist. So it's a protection against narcissists, the parasitical, codependent leeches who have no love in them. Man, this is terrible. Nobody in the freaking multiverse sees them as having value. They're not even wanted in anybody else's star system. They're triggered. This is the energy that they have and that they've always had. They're triggered. They were messing with you for entertainment. They've been found guilty. They're looking for an exit plan. They're triggered because the Most High is here saying, no, you're getting caught. You were malicious. You've been haunting and effing with people's minds who have been trying to develop strong family trees. You go in there and you destroy it with your joezebel crap, right? And now you're being made absence because you've been playing in the dark side, and we're not allowing that here. So now they're in regret because their plans failed. They have no more plans. They effed around with the legend. They effed around with the legend. Legend. Who are you, legend? You may not even have known who you were, legend, but apparently you're something special. You're a unicorn. You're so goddamn good that they made you a mythic creature. Keep up the good work. You are a unicorn freaking legend. You are a mythical creature. And you are solid intuitively with the Most High source. You're an empath. You see very clearly both sides of a situation. You know who this is, and you know who this is. So it's not that you're a show-off. It's simply that you have abilities that others don't have. You're a legend. You're one of a kind. So you've got the Ace of Cups here. There's love and there's marriage. And this brings a change to the prideful people. They let their pride get in the way of the connection. And they're going to be experiencing neglect that they won't be able to end with death. Okay, death will not end the neglect. They have to learn how to become a supportive member of society. They're here, so they got to learn how to support and elevate themselves and their community. Well, okay. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. I hope this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.